Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. It is your boy, Jay the Flash, here with his Week 6 NFL review. We got JJ with us. Yeah. What do we say? How about them Cowboys? Yeah. Obviously, we always save the Cowboys for last. But, man, does it feel good. Does it feel good to have a win today? Awesome win last night for the boys. We'll go over it at the end, like I said. But, damn, what a good win. If you're not doing so, please hit that follow button. Turn those notifications to on so you can join us on our live shows because it is a hoot and a half. Sometimes JJ's with us, sometimes he's not. We got Drogon, we got Asher, Rudy, the new addition to the household, our new new English Bulldog Rudy. He's here causing havoc. He might pop in every once in a while. Huh, Rudy? Rudy! 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 Come here. I don't know if he won't be able to pop in the frame here. I'd have to pick him up, and we just got him, and 10-month-old English Bulldog. We ended up getting from my cousin. Like second cousin, something like that. Anyways. Okay, sorry, bud. Alright, let's get into it. No need to wait. Let's go straight to it. Start off with the first game. Oh, hang on a second. Rudy, come on. Go lay down. About just lost our whole setup there. Anyways, okay, we're going to start it off with the first game of the week. Chiefs versus Broncos, Thursday Night Football. Chiefs 19, Broncos 8. I still don't think the Chiefs are looking spectacular offensive-wise, but their defense is definitely stout. And again, unfortunately for the Broncos, another loss. I do expect to see a lot of trades happening with the Denver Broncos in the next couple weeks, so they can get some draft capital for this upcoming draft because obviously they're going to need it. So just a very disappointing thing for the Broncos. Again, the Chiefs not looking spectacular offensively, but they don't need to yet. You know, just keep winning games, get to the playoffs, let Patrick Mahomes do his thing. And you know what they're going to do, so they're the defending Super Bowl champions. There you go. Getting into stuff. Rudy, what do you got? Rudy. Drop it. Thank you. There's Rudy. There's Rudy. There's Rudy right there, huh?
Rudy right there?
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, Chiefs will be fine, but the Broncos definitely, I just think they need, Sean Payton needs to build his team. We've gone over this. So I think a lot of trades need to happen. They need to start making some phone calls and getting that done. All right, London game. Ravens 24, Titans 16. This was a pretty ugly game. Both offenses really struggling, only having some big plays here and there. Field goal kicking was the main point of this game. Obviously came down to Justin Tucker nailing a couple. That's how you always want it to be. Yeah, just an ugly game. And the Ravens offense is still kind of, I'm going to turn this down just a little bit, okay? The Ravens offense is still just kind of puttering along. They need to definitely figure out some wide receiver issues still. But yeah, not a great game for either team. I think the Titans, like I said, I said it at the start of this year, this is kind of showing me the Titans are ready for a rebuild again. They had what they had put together, and it had got them pretty far. They just couldn't get any further. So I think it's time to readjust some things there in Tennessee. We'll see what goes on with them. Commanders 24, Falcons 16. Commanders with a bounce-back win after the loss to the Bears. The Falcons looking young. A lot of mistakes being made. Very young team. I think they'll be fine. Do they go the quarterback route in the draft? Because there's going to be possibly a lot of quarterbacks coming out in this draft that are really good. We'll see. From some of the things I've heard, 2 of the quarterbacks might not be coming out in Caleb Williams and Shadur Sanders. So it possibly couldn't be as good of a draft quarterback-wise. So we'll see. But they do have, I think Bijan Robinson's still a key piece that they'll build around, and I think it'll be smart. Obviously, their defense just needs some tweaking too, but a very young team, I think, will bounce back and around. So, Vikings 19, Bears 13. Honestly, Justin Fields doesn't get hurt in this game. I think the Bears do win.
No.
It's okay, bud.
Why?
It's just okay. Just leave it be. Rudy, lay down. Yeah, Fields doesn't get hurt in this game. I think the Bears actually do win this game. Unfortunately, he does take an injury. They have to bring in someone else. Still another ugly game for both teams either way. This was the battle for the basement of the NFC North. So Vikings getting out of there, Bears going back down in it. Rudy, stop. Yeah, it's going to be rough seasons for both these teams going forward. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, possible blow up for the Vikings and rebuild. The Bears have been in a rebuild. They might have to move on from Justin Fields. Maybe trade him away. Maybe it's just not the fit for them. I don't know. I think he is a talent, and I think he's good. It's just he's just not the right fit there in Chicago. Bengals 17, Seahawks 13. Really good game. We watched this one all the way through. My wife's team is the Seahawks, so we were watching this. Bengals looking solid. Again, the offense had moments, not so many, but the Seahawks defense is pretty good. And the fact that the Bengals defense held the Seahawks offense to a low score is very impressive. So I would not worry too much about the Seahawks losing this game. But the Bengals, they're starting to come along. Joe Burrow's getting back in form. Rudy, what you got? Rudy. What is it? Okay, you can have it. Just making sure it's not something that I don't want you chewing up. So yeah, the Bengals, they're starting to get their form back. They'll definitely probably be the AFC North winners. Seeing what the other teams are done, maybe. Because we're about to talk to the next one. One of the unbeaten's going down. Browns 19, 49ers 17 on a missed field goal. The Browns defense is legit. Obviously, their offense is not too good. The whole Deshaun Watson not playing thing is kind of weird. Kind of freaking me out a little bit. The Browns are going to have to probably move on from him. Honestly, I would. You paid him a lot of money, and the investment's not paying off. But that defense is definitely legit. Myles Garrett will be in the defensive MVP conversations for sure. No doubt about that. He is one of the top 3 defenders in the league right now. So just crazy stuff from them. And again, Christian McCaffrey going down, Deebo Samuel going down. Purdy's not looking as spectacular without those 2 in the lineup. Does that spell trouble for the Niners? I don't know. Again, they had every chance they were going to win this game. Missed field goal, 41-yarder. That's the way it comes down to. He also missed a 54, I think. So they had every chance to win this game still, even with those 2 boys going down. Even Trent Williams with injury. So the San Francisco injury bug starting to come around. It's happened every year. But normally it's at the start of the season, so they have that time in the end of the season to build up. So let's see what happens. Williams and Deebo are day-to-day. But Christian McCaffrey is JJ showing you what he's doing. Christian McCaffrey's is an oblique, and we don't know the what do you want to call it, the severeness of it yet. He got MRIs yesterday. We'll see what they come out with. Sorry, I had to cough there. All right. Panthers 21, Dolphins 42. Now, at the start of this game, it was looking like the Dolphins were kind of struggling a little bit. Hang on a second. Rudy, drop it. What is it? All right, you can have it. Yeah, the Dolphins were struggling there at the start, 14-0. But then, obviously, that offense is so high-powered. And going up against this young Panthers team, it was inevitable Tyreek Hill was going to burst out and pop off, which he did. So not a surprise there. Still putting up 21, though. I still think the Dolphins' defense is their weak spot. So if this offense hits any defenses that can kind of give them some trouble, I don't know if they're going to win games. And I think that's it. You got to think about that. KC, Cincinnati, Buffalo, and Cleveland all have very strong defenses. So we'll see where that gets them. Again, a high-powered offense is always a weapon, but I feel like that old adage, defense wins championships, is the big thing. So we'll see how that goes for them. Jaguars Colts 37-20. I didn't see much of this game. All I know is Trevor Lawrence kind of hurt his knee. Again, good win for the Jags. It was against Gardner Minshew and not Anthony Richardson, so kind of weird there. It said he wasn't walking with a limp or anything like that, so Travis Etienne had a big game, which is always good when you have that click in there. Yeah, the Jags are starting to get in their form too. We all know what they could be last year. Obviously a playoff winning team, so no surprise. And the Colts, without Anthony Richardson, they kind of lose a little bit of their spark, I feel like. They're not as competitive, which is it's crazy that a rookie can have some of the effects like that, but it's not a bad thing either. So hopefully he gets healed up and back for them, because I like the way the Colts are looking. Hey, quit leaning on the mic. Okay. Texans 20, Saints 13. This is kind of another surprise of the week. I don't want it. Put it on the table. You know, that CJ Stroud is so far looking to be the pick of the draft. Playing some great football. The Texans, I told you guys last year, man, those Texans, they're a young team that was playing everybody super hard, and they just weren't coming. They were coming up a little bit short in games. I mean, they pushed Dallas to the brink. They pushed Philadelphia. They pushed Kansas City. Like, they fought some of the best teams last year, and I just don't see, you know, they're coming along. And you give them one more year, man, they should be in the playoffs. I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year. I think they'll just miss out, but that's still a very solid team and a very young team. So they got a couple years here, and they may have found their quarterback. The Saints, again, I think the Saints offense just doesn't have an identity. I think that's their biggest problem. They know they have a great defense, and again, the defense only giving up 20 points. I just think they need to find an identity on offense, and they can't do it. I mean, you got weapons galore in wide receivers and running backs, and I think Derek Carr's that shoulder's probably catching up. Obviously, I don't see – they don't have a lot of team chemistry on offense from what I can tell. So we'll see where that ends up leading to. Raiders 21, Patriots 17. Again, the Patriots just can't pick up a win. The Raiders winning ugly again, but it's a win. I don't see them winning more than this. This is kind of their cupcake schedule right now. So after that, they got to face Chargers, Chiefs, which I think they'll lose. There's always a game with Denver that can go in either way. So, yeah, just the two teams that are going to be in the bottom and the mid-pack maybe need to make some changes otherwise to elevate their game. Might have to wait for the draft to do that. The Patriots might even get the number 1 overall pick. See what Bill Belichick does with that. Probably trade 10 picks to get, you know how he does on draft day. So, definitely possibly the end of Mac Jones in New England. Unfortunately, I don't think it's him either. I do think he's a good quarterback, but when you don't have the star power, you have to be an elite quarterback, and he's not an elite quarterback. So, yeah, just probably the end there. Rams 26, Cardinals 9. Cooper Kupp's back in action. They were hitting him all day. Rams are starting to look like the old Rams. I don't think it's a lot of the old Rams, though. I still think it's just a little glimpses of them. They'll be in the playoffs, which could be dangerous, but we'll see how far they can go. Cardinals, again, they play hard. There's just not enough there. Good on them for always competing hard. I appreciate that. Makes it look like they're not tanking, which is good. They're just trying their best to, win games and see what they have. Kyler Murray's back week 10, I think, something like that. We'll see what happens. If they could steal a game from the 49ers, that would be appreciated, but we'll see how it goes. Eagles 14, Jets 20. Another upset win here, and the other undefeated going down. Jalen Hurts not playing the best football right now. Hey, what does Rudy got? Okay, never mind. You're good. And the Jets defense is solid. We all know what the Jets defense is, and the offense did just enough. They got the interception there at the end, scored the touchdown. And like I said, Jalen Hurts is just not looking like he was last year. Not that MVP candidate we all saw. Will they turn it around? Probably. They always know what to do. But they shouldn't have lost this game. Hey. No. Don't do that, please. Because I asked nice. Yeah, but the Jets getting another win, man, that might have saved their season. Could be their push. A lot of people were excited. Aaron Rodgers was out on the field throwing a football. No boot, no limp. Could he make the comeback? Is it worth it is the problem, You got to think about his age, the injury. He could, make it worse. We'll see what happens. If the Jets are definitely in the hunt, he might push it, but I wouldn't. You got next season. But they're looking solid. I don't think the Jets are going to have to do anything differently. They're just keep playing football the way they are. Lions 20, Buccaneers 6. Lions doing enough to get the win again. The Bucs fought hard. They just couldn't really get there. Baker looked to have an injury. Two good battles. And honestly, with the Lions taking the win here, possibly putting them in the number one spot right now in the NFC. Great win for the Lions. Okay, well, shush. Rudy, drop. All right, sorry about that. All right. So, yeah, Lions looking solid. Buccaneers, I still think are going to be the winner of that division. Because they only let the Lions put up 20. That's pretty good to do against this offense. This offense has been kind of cooking lately, so good on them for that. Just couldn't get enough points themselves. Pretty solid. Another surprise game, honestly. Giants 19, Bills 14. Bills were struggling to get that offense going again, just like last week. They had a couple missed field goals that could have been devastating for them. Rudy. Hey, stop. Yeah, they needed to play better football. The Bills needed to play better football. Kudos to the Giants for playing hard. Tyrod Taylor looking better than Daniel Jones has all season. Does that mean, hey, I don't know if you can just get rid of Daniel Jones, though. You committed a lot of money to that man. And so that the blunder of the offseason is paying him versus Saquon Barkley? Time's going to always tell. But, yeah, definitely. Hey, JJ, get out of there. You're in the front of the camera. Go. There you go. Go. Thanks, bud. I needed you to do that. There we go. Rudy. Rudy. JJ, I'm going to kick your butt. You got Rudy all tangled up in my cords. There we go. So yeah, again, the Bills, they've got to get that offense to be more consistent. They've had a few good weeks of consistency and then a couple weeks of none. So defense of them still looking super strong, which we know they're going to be. So even with the missing pieces that have been out injured. So we'll see how that continues. The offense should find its way. They should. So, all right. Monday Night Football. Cowboys 20, Chargers 17. What a great win, and honestly did not start off great. We got the ball to start on Dallas. Goes 3 and out with a big sack on the last play. Punt it. They get a huge kickoff return. They drive down, score an opening touchdown. You're kind of like, oh, here we go. It's San Francisco again. And I think the next series kind of changed the mood of the game, which was, and it's all on the offense. For once, it was on our offense there. Dak Prescott leading a great drive down the field, capping it off with an 11-yard touchdown run. Or no, I think it was bigger than that. It was a 12. It might have been a 14. It was inside the red zone, like the red zone issues. Dak pulls off on a read option, runs it up the middle, right for an end zone touchdown. I like it. That's the Dak Prescott we need to see, using those legs a little bit more. He doesn't have to be a consistent runner. He doesn't have to be Lamar. He doesn't have to be Jalen. He just needs to use his legs when the opportunity presents itself. Hey. Played great, was decisive on his throws, was almost near perfect completions to Brandon Cook and CD all night long. When he hooked up with those two, he never missed. Brandon Cooks finally getting his first touchdown as Dallas Cowboys, and a lot of stuff coming out about Brandon Cooks this week being a real locker room leader throughout the week, following the loss to the Niners, which is huge. I think that's something that wide receiving room needed more than, just his talent set. They needed that guy to kind of talk everybody through this, because I think it gave Dak confidence again, and that's what Dak's been missing. It's not that he's a bad quarterback. His confidence has just been shot the last couple of years, and we see glimpses of it. The win against Tampa Bay, which wasn't a great team, but it's still Tom Brady, and the fears of that. So now it's just getting over that San Francisco hump. That's all he's got to get himself through. So, hey, this is gonna be a solid win for the boys. The Chargers were looking good at times. Again, a couple questionable calls. Going for it at the end of the half instead of kicking the field goal. Again, analytics kind of say you go for that. It's a short yardage play. Dallas defense steps up, makes a huge play, because it honestly looked there for a second. Drop what? What does he got? It's fine. Just let it be for now. I'll fix it in a minute. Looking somewhat, like it was going to score a touchdown. Deron Bland stepping up huge. We need him to keep playing great football without Trayvon Diggs until we can hopefully get a trade for Patrick Surtain. Fingers crossed that happens. I doubt it will happen. Great overall game by the defensive line, even though stat-wise it doesn't show it. There wasn't a lot of sacks or tackles for a loss, but over 15 pressures. Justin Herbert was making some great throws even under pressure too. And the times where they didn't get the pressure, he had big throws down the field. So we still need to kind of clean that up. I would like to see it a little bit. Special teams, I think we need to kind of step back and talk about special teams a little bit. We had a couple miscues again there. I'd like to see us clean that up, because we usually have a really solid defensive team or special teams, so definitely need to clean that up. As far as the Chargers go, man, I think it is a head coaching change that they've got, and some defensive stuff they need to work on, but I think it's a head coaching change. I don't think Brandon Staley's the guy for them. Great play calling. They gave us definitely their best, and it was tied 17-17. Dak leads a drive. Misses Tony Pollard on the end zone. Would have loved to see that one be completed, kind of put it up by 7 to kind of force the hand a little bit more. But, hey, he didn't turn the ball over when we needed him to. He kept us in field goal range. We finally have a kicker we can rely on. He nails a good field goal, gets us the lead. And then the defense came in. And, like I said, all night, we didn't have any sacks. We didn't really see that. And then, almost like he knew that the booth was talking about him, Troy Aikman and Buck were, kind of saying, hey, he's been quiet all night. And right on cue, he gets that first sack of the night, which I think it affected Justin Herbert on that second play, because the pressure came again, and he threw it a little sooner than he probably wanted to. Stephon Gilmore stepping up big with the interception there to ice the game. Great win for the Cowboys. Let's not get too overconfident. Again, I think the Chargers are a good team. They're just not a great team. But a solid win that we needed. With San Francisco and Philadelphia losing, it keeps us in pace with them and the Lions. We got, and this is one of the games that we could have lost. Now we got a couple easy games till we get to. Now I wouldn't say easy games again, because we got to quit saying that. We got a couple games that we should win, and then we got the Eagles. So this could be a very good the next 2 weeks. We got the bye right now, and then we got 2 games before the Eagles. I think maybe even just 1 game, but we can go into Philadelphia and take over number 1 in the East. going into Philadelphia. So I'm super stoked for that. Great play by Dak. Great play by the whole offense, really, in whole, except for the left side of the line. There was a few plays I saw with that left side of the line with Tyron Smith and Tyler Smith. They've got something like they're missing something there. I don't know if they just aren't communicating properly. They had a couple times where they both kind of split off and let a big gap open. So I think that left side of the line needs to shore itself up just a little bit, because that right side is solid as can be, and our center's always going to be good. So shore that left side of the line up. I think we're going to definitely dominate right here. So I'm ready, man. Bye teams were Packers and Steelers, so nothing on them. They get to sit set pretty there. I don't know if we need to go over the standings. We'll just do power rankings really quick. So, you got to put it number 1. I'm going to put the Kansas City Chiefs, and right behind them, number 2, the Miami Dolphins. Number 3, the Detroit Lions. I'm giving them the 3 spot this week. And then Philadelphia and San Francisco at 4 and 5. So San Francisco 4, Philadelphia 5. That's where the power ranking should be right now. Dallas is right there at 6. And Jacksonville, I'm going to put at 7. I think Jacksonville deserves that 7 spot. They're on the door knocking, trying to come in. So, just a great, solid week of football yet again. I can't complain, man. It was good stuff. I was sick for majority of it, so really sucked. I had a pretty bad head cold Sunday. That kind of I napped through a lot of it. Got to wake up to the Niners losing, and then woke up to the Eagles losing, so it was great. Can't complain about that. So we're going to wrap that up. Thank you for joining for today. I'll get this uploaded to YouTube a little later. Be sure to, like I said, hit that follow button. Join us today for our Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough in a couple hours. And then a little later tonight, Turt Talk. We're going to be painting some more of the turtle again of our 3D printed Wolfman Leo. But yeah, have a good day, everybody, and hope to catch you guys on the next one.